Hi, guys. I hope you're all staying healthy, and I know that you're ready to get this edTPA uploaded and done. So I'm here today to provide you with some directions on registering for the edTPA. And so let's get started. First thing you're going to do is that you need to go to www.edtpa.com. When you get there on this site, www.edtpa.com, and you can always just stop this video, of course, go find it, and then come back once you've got your website. You're going to click on Register Now. But before you do that, just take a look quick here. This is where you'll come back to later if you want to manage your portfolio or to look at anything else. I'm going to click Register Now. And there's edTPA registration overview, which at some point we're going to be using, but not quite yet. Let me go ahead and save that, and you should too, so that you can have it for later. Okay, now we'll go back to the web page and register. So, it's a good idea to always read things. You don't want me to read those out loud to you. Take time to read what you need, and then click Next. Now, this is important. You are using an integrated edTPA platform provider system. LiveText is what you're using. So you need to go here. Don't click up here. Click there. Ready? Let's go. Candidates using an integrated edTPA platform provider system. Ours is LiveText. You can see there it is. LiveText is part of Watermark. So we're going to follow the next set of instructions. That's going to register us for the edTPA. That's going to get us something called an authorization key. Now, an authorization key is something that you're going to need in order to upload your material from LiveText to Pearson. They will ask you for an authorization key, and that will get emailed to you when we get to that part, and plus you can take a photograph of it and all that sort of thing. In the meantime, something that if you've not received yet, you need to get something else called a voucher code. Now, your voucher code is just a set of numbers and letters that that is actually used in place of the $300 that Pearson charges for this assessment. This is provided to you by Clemmer College, and we're happy to do so. We use this, of course, out of fees that we get from students. And so this $300 will pay for you to take this assessment, of course, just this one time. You are going to need to get that voucher code. Hopefully, if you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about. If not, you need to talk to your seminar leader and ask her for your voucher code. And then she will tell you as to whether or not you've gotten that. So you'll get your authorization key, and then all of her stuff is going to get loaded. After all your stuff is uploaded, then you can use that authorization key to transfer everything to the Pearson system. But the first thing we need to do is that we need to register. So let's click on registration now. And you don't have an account. Or maybe you do. I don't know. But if you do, then okay, sign in. If you don't, let's go to create an account now. Now at this point, I cannot go forward because I'm not going to register myself. So I'm going to go back to those directions that we had a few minutes ago that I put on my desktop. Actually, that might not be the best place to find it. Hang on a minute. And you can see I got zillions of files. And we'll go to upload. There we go. Create an account. That's where you are. Okay, so you're going to click create an account now. And then you're going to get walked through this process. So, this needs to be you, the person who is completing and submitting the assessment. So what this does is just say, yes, I am Terrell Yates, or yes, I am John Doe. Then you're going to choose your assessment. Be sure to review, if you're not sure about your assessment, you can ask your seminar leader, or you can look it up for your state. But you're going to choose your assessment by using this drop down box. So notice that you're going to see elementary education task 4. You don't do that. You're going to do elementary literacy national, elementary math national. So for all of you, when you get to this part, you want to make sure you choose the national assessment, not the Washington one. Okay. Now you're just going to answer some background questions. Now, you are supposed to answer these background questions the best you can. And you can always update your answers later. But it's important that you answer the questions just the best you can and making your best guess. These are background questions so that they can establish some demographic data. So you want to indicate your educator preparation program. So that's going to be East Tennessee State University. Then you're going to get your edTPA field and specialty area. Now, from this choice, select the field specialty area which most closely corresponds with the learning segment. So, this is the thing that gets a little tricky. Remember, if you're going for a secondary education license, even though your placement may have been in a middle school, you're still going to choose secondary because that's where you're getting licensed. But you can choose like general math, algebra, whatever you think is best. Sometimes there's just one option. That's what they explain here with health education. Special education, there's several options. If you have any questions about your assessment selection, you should talk to your seminar leader before continuing. edTPA language. Now, if you had to provide translation transcripts for a student in your class that was not English speaking, and so it's say for instance you had a child in your class that spoke Mandarin, and then you need to provide that translation. But this is just where if you respond yes, then you have to provide translation and transcripts for any files that are written or recorded in a language other than English. Now, this is not true if you are world language. So if you are a world language person, you do not click yes. Okay, here, indicate the option most accurately describes your teacher preparation route. That's going to be traditional university-based educator prep program. None of the rest of these work for everybody is in a university-based educator prep program. We don't have anybody this year job embedded. Classroom grade level. From the list of choices, select the grade level. School locale. This always gets crazy. If you don't know the answer, just decline to answer. But if you think that it's rural or town or suburb, choose it. But let's not get into a big argument about what defines a city. Does it have to be as big as New York City to be a city? No. In my mind, a city has to do with the actual definition of city and whether or not people have city charters. So, but use your best judgment because this is just one of those demographics. If English is your primary language, choose yes. And we're talking about you. Ethnicity. Reason for assessment. Now, for you, the reason for the assessment is that your state requires it and we require it. So you're going to choose both. Again, choose both because both your educator preparation program requires it and your state requires it. So you're going to choose both. Select the highest educational level you have obtained prior to this assessment. My undergrads hate this because they haven't gotten their bachelor's degree yet. And my master's degree folks are just weeks away from getting their master's, and they're not too happy about the fact that they can't indicate that they have a master's. But you need to indicate the level that you currently have. Use of materials. So you have the option to consent to have your submission used in support materials for other that Pearson makes. Also for other things, this is up to you. Student information. Select the option that best describes the percentage of students in your classroom. If you do not know, you can decline to answer this question. Clinical experience. So, in your mind, what best describes the amount of clinical student teaching you've completed in your program? So you can think about the amount of time that you were in pre-residency with this class and residency 1. We weren't there full time, so you can't count all those weeks, but you can kind of figure that out. And you also could decline to answer that question. Okay, you want to have your score sent to you by email. And you want to indicate that your score is going to be automatically sent to ETSU because you said that in your educator prep program question. And your state is going to, and automatically, it's going to be sent to your state. But if you would like for it to go to an additional state, for example, North Carolina if you thought you might want to teach over there, then go ahead and select one or more states at this time. I'm not sure how many that they will allow you to send them to, but I don't think it's, I don't think it's 30. All right. This is for Georgia only. You don't have a state ID number. So here, you're going to take a moment now to review your registration selections. So you want to make sure that you have the correct national assessment, that you've chosen the assessment that you took, and that you chose national. You want to make sure that your background questions are correct. You want to make sure that you have all these things done. Yes, you want your scores sent by email. And then, of course, whether or not you want them sent. And if any of these things are a problem, then you just click change and go back. And then click add to cart. Okay. So this is the point where you need your voucher. So go to the email or the information that you got concerning your voucher number. And I want you to click check out. You haven't given them any kind of financial information yet. Click check out. You have to acknowledge by clicking here and then next. And here, now you're going to click this where it says enter a voucher. And the best thing to do is, since it's such a crazy code, instead of trying to I would just copy and paste it into there. Then click acknowledge and next. And then you're going to know when you're finished. So you're almost finished. If you are, which is us, integrated edTPA platform provider system, we're going to click next here. And then you're going to indicate that you're going to use the edTPA platform provider. And then you're going to get an authorization key. Once you've clicked that, you're going to get an authorization key. An authorization key is just another set of numbers, and it's going to come to you in your ETSU email. When you get that, you need to save the email in a place where you won't forget it, or you can flag it, or you can pin it to the top. But the easiest thing to do is just to take a screenshot of it. Okay. And then I think that is it. Once you've got your authorization key, your last thing that you're going to do is just make sure that everything is on live text. And once you get the go ahead from your seminar leader, then you will be ready to upload to Pearson. I hope you have a great day. Thanks.